Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd show you another update on the Skaar Space Station on where it's at right now, and I got a couple questions to ask as well. So I kind of take a look at what's going on here. I did do some more detailing in some of these areas. I'll still plan on some more details and things. Started getting a little bit of damage blocks in here, a little bit more refinement in a lot of these areas. We've got a couple landing pads on top of here now as well. Kind of a crew area over in that weird shaped building, and then our production down below, and a big farm in the center section. You got a couple hangars that kind of adjoin to it, and then a separate building which is kind of a power plant, which is going to be used to store the generators and the air tanks and the fuel tanks and the CPU blocks and all that fun stuff. So that all goes in this building. Now I got not too much of the backside of this area finished up yet. Some of the blocks are there, but I gotta finish it up and do a lot of texturing and things like that. It's also got this kind of contraption, kind of just sticking out of the side of the station here. This is part of the production area, which I wanted to extend a little bit, and this is kind of like an L-shaped production zone, I guess you could say, with some furnaces in there as well, and a bunch of constructors and storage boxes. Basically more of the same will probably be going out in this area. Probably some more storage and things like that as well. And then also above here we've got the main farm, and this quite a bit of grow plots in here. I think we're like 108 or something like that in this general section. And then I don't have the pathing in here yet, but this is going to walk up into the Pentaxid farm over here, which is right above the hangars, and this has got another, I believe it's 72 grow plots, so it's 180 grow plots total. This actually goes right to that catwalk, which goes to the engineering building over here on the far side. So that is kind of the general layout for the player-based version of this creation. Now, I got a couple things, though, that I'm just soon to ask the questions to get some feedback if you got an opinion on the matter at all. Two things. One is, okay, it was suggested to add a crane to this, and I was thinking, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. So I kind of started working on one potential location to put a crane, and you kind of see I started with the base. I kind of wanted to do like a fairly good size industrial style crane, but then I started thinking, well, plausibility. Why in the world would you have a crane on a space station? Is one of the things I was thinking about. It's like you don't have gravity. What would you need to lift anything for with a crane? I guess you could still move something around, but it just because they're meant to kind of, at least like this, it's meant to work on gravity, and it's almost like maybe rather than a crane, I would want a mechanical arm or something. I think might be a better idea. But then the other problem I've got is, really speaking, I would want to put that on the other side of the base. I'd really want to put it. It was supposed to have some structures and stuff over here, but I'm reluctant to put anything here now because for functionality of a player base. If I put anything over on the other side of the base, including the crane, it'd just be a lot of fluff, a lot of extra blocks that aren't going to do you any good if you're using this as a base in game. So I'm thinking right now, I kind of want to make a POI version of this too, which would utilize more of what the original idea was. Except if I go through with that whole idea, this thing would be bigger, and it'd be full of fluff, especially on one side of it, and maybe even underneath this platform over here. And it would just, like, I don't want to have that happen. Right now, it's not totally optimized, obviously, but it's not horrible on blocks used versus function on the inside of it. It's sure it's not. It's got some extra blocks that you don't need, but it's not horrible right now. But if I added the crane and other things and finish up this whole landing pad, it would, it's going to be a lot of unused stuff. Now, another comment that I thought was pretty interesting too, and it made me think about this a little bit, is someone asked, shouldn't really even have this whole platform over here. Sorry about the lighting. It's fading away here. And that is something I was thinking about too. If you notice how this thing kind of looks, it's kind of like it's kind of skinny and it's kind of long. It's got the solar panels, almost kind of, in some weird light, it could almost, I suppose, look a little bit like a CV or something, like maybe something that could move, some weird junky thing that's floating in space. And that's kind of one idea. The idea would be actually to remove this entire pad, get rid of it, and put in some smaller landing pads that kind of extend from both sides of this. Like maybe a couple come out over on this side and a couple come over out on this side, especially in front of the hangar area. And then chop out that whole chunk of this big landing pad. Now, of course, I wanted this big landing pad so you could roll up a pretty good sized CV in here, park it, and then repair it. And that's but you don't really have to have a giant landing pad to do that. You could literally have the CV floating there above a repair bay that maybe a little arm sticks out here and it holds the repair bay, and that's good enough. I mean, you don't need this whole structure here. But, my original idea was this was supposed to be a platform space station. That's why it has that whole structure there. And it's like, and now I kind of look at it the way it is, and because I'm reluctant to add all the stuff I was planning on adding to the other side over here, it's almost like, would it look better if I just had smaller landing pads kind of sticking out from the center? And this would literally be the center of the creation then, and not off to one side like you see it now. And then some landing pads out the other side as well, and call it a day. Obviously, you're not going to be parking any big CVs on that or anything like that, where you can with this design. So that's a question. I mean, there's obviously the smaller landing pad idea would be make the build cheaper and smaller size class. And look all right. I think maybe we'll see how it looks. This is a really wacky design, I say. Kind of chaotic and random, exactly how I wanted the Skaar to be. Very chaotic and random. So yeah, I'm just curious on your thoughts on that. Do you think it would be better off having maybe 4 or 5 miscellaneous weird landing pads sticking out from this area here, which would technically be kind of the center of the base then, rather than offset? So other than that, that's all I've really got for today. I'll keep on hitting this and try to get the interior done, but I kind of wanted to get this video out there and see what you guys think about a couple of these ideas. Now, one option would be maybe I could even save this whole chunk, like what I built. Not that there's much going on here right now, but maybe I could just cut it and put it somewhere, maybe even to another creation, just call it a different creation, and then add it to it for a POI version of this. And then keep the player base without the big landing pad structure and without the crane and things that would just ramp up the require a lot more blocks, just make it more expensive without any practical purpose really in the game. At least right now I can kind of justify it. Everything's got a point. I don't really have really any fluff areas in here. Everything's pretty much being utilized for interior space, with the addition of this small area over here for crew in this in that room space there. But other than that, it's just pretty straightforward, and it will keep it cheaper too, and just as functional pretty much. Well, other than that, that's all I've got for today. Just wanted to get this video out there, and I'll probably work on it a little more later tonight and probably tomorrow some more. Just kind of curious on your ideas. What do you which route you think I ought to go on this? Anyway, y'all have yourself a great day. I'll talk to you later.